Good afternoon and thank you for joining me. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. The headlines. MUTALE NALUMANGO appointed as UPND VEEP. ECZ receives final report and amendment bills on voting rights for persons in lawful custody. Join me with the details after this commercial.
2021 is finally here. Zambia is at the crossroads heading towards general elections this August. In the world where fake news, biased reporting on national issues has become the order of the day, in a world where social media in most cases spills lies and exaggerated information, insightful coverage, Zambia needs one media. Living in a country where people are slowly promoting tribalism, hatred, bitterness and revenge, political temperature is heating up and people's hearts are perplexed. Zambia needs one media. Zambia being a Christian nation living under the lordship of Jesus Christ, the nation cannot afford a compromised gospel. Zambia needs a prophetic media house. For hope, peace and unity, Zambia needs Camnet television for non-biased, factual reporting, balanced opinion, accurate news coverage. Zambia needs Camnet television for national projects and development of our beloved country Zambia. Watch Camnet TV on channel 274 DSTV, channel 98 on Go TV, and channel 106 on Topstar. Remember, Camnet TV is not just another channel.
And now the midday news in detail. President Edgar Lungu has donated 500 bicycles to all headmen in the 4 wards of Msanzala constituency in Pentaoka district. The donation was delivered to the headmen by Msanzala constituency member of parliament Peter Daka. Mr. Daka says the donation by the head of state will go a long way in assisting the headmen in terms of movement, as some of the wards are vast.
The village headmen from Msanzala constituency receiving their bicycles that were given to them by President Edgar Lungu. Msanzala constituency member of parliament Peter Daka delivered the bicycles on behalf of the president.
Anituma na president. A president pecho era kunene na kuti nikampase njinga yakuti moenderako kuwerujana kujana kuti tichitetyani mba ediga kumkondani amtumishirani njinga iyi apwata iyi njinga iyi ni yanu mwe kuti headman muluteko neo lini na panga yoganizo na president a president umkondani pakumkondani na president ye patumisha ili.
And the civic leader has thanked President Edgar Lungu for gifting the headmen with bicycles.
A president ilomba vambotipasa va vintu vatudandaula monga siku la lero atitumijira njinga nisekerere cha ntemwa nalavira kuti miseu monga umseu wasu nyampande mwa perodi ukonzewe mvula ikacheperera tifwa miseu yukonzewa lini na nthawi ya mvula.
And the beneficiaries are grateful for the gesture.
Nutokoza mwewa presidenti pazamwa tichitira chifuko maendede wa msonkhano wanu kapena zotuluka muno mwasu Mateo mzeka monga kupitukuko tenzoputika maendedwe icho cheve tuyamikira Mulungu kuti amusogolereni kuti masiku wanu apitirire.
With Msanzala being a rural constituency, the bicycles would go a long way in assisting headmen with movements as they go about their everyday business. Hilda Msonda in Msanzala constituency.
The United Party for National Development UPND has appointed its former national chairperson MUTALE NALUMANGO as party vice president. Mrs. NALUMANGO has vast experience in the political and governance system of this country, as she has served on various senior government positions. Unveiling this development, UPND President Hakainde Hichilema says Mrs. NALUMANGO is a vibrant woman who has the passion to serve the people of Zambia. Mr. Hichilema says once elected into power in the forthcoming August elections, his party will focus on the 9 pillars to revamp the local economy, which he said has been destroyed by a few selfish individuals.
She had served as the party national chairperson for the United Party for National Development UPND since 2013 to 2021. Her love and passion to serve the Zambian people has earned her the love of her party members to become the first female UPND vice president. UPND President Hakainde Hichilema has unveiled MUTALE NALUMANGO as the new party vice president, filling the position that has been vacant for almost a year following the resignation of Geoffrey Wadamamba, popularly known as GBM, to join the ruling party.
We focus our business, our activities as a party, as a nation, on those things that will better the lives of the people of Zambia. I see too much squabbling. I see too much greed in this economy, this country, especially from those that are given the responsibility to run public office, clamoring for better vehicles when there's no oxygen in the hospitals. And that's all they do. You open a newspaper, you open a social media platform, they're talking about things that don't benefit the people. I want us to change the agenda. I want this party to change the agenda. The agenda is to save the people of Zambia. I believe you agree with me.
Mr. Hichilema says the party is determined at winning the August general election, considering that the Zambian economy has deteriorated over time.
UPND has a clear and achievable agenda to revive our ailing economy and create millions of jobs. Millions of jobs. And indeed, business opportunities for our citizens. We define jobs to mean a formal job, self-employment, which comes through running your own small business, medium-scale business, employing yourself, your family, and other people. That's how we define jobs, income opportunities. So we are ready for that. We are well placed to do that.
And the UPND vice president-elect says she is grateful for the responsibility entrusted in her by the party members and has called on the Zambian people to give the opposition chance to serve them and fix the economy that she claims has been destroyed by few individuals.
I call him our tool. Yes. I accept to be a small tool in the cause. A tool is something you use. You don't even ask whether an axe is enjoying it or not. But it's you that sharpens the axe. It's you that keeps it in shape for you to be able to achieve. The cause is not the president's, not for me. The cause is for every Zambian.
The opposition party says it will focus on 9 pillars once elected into power, which includes cutting wasteful expenditure, diversifying the Zambian economy, enabling access to capital by the Zambian people, increase exports, reduce taxes, stop linkages caused by corruption, restructure national debt, among others. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ has received a report on the operationalization of voting rights for persons in lawful custody and the proposed draft legislation from the Zambia Law Development Commission. Speaking at the handing-in ceremony Tuesday morning, ECZ Chairperson Isao Chulu says the Commission will soon submit the report and draft legislation to the Ministry of Justice. And Zambia Law Development Commission Chairperson Justice Roida Kauma says that her institution has proposed that political parties have access to prisons for the purpose of distributing paper materials in a transparent manner.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia has received a report and draft legislation aimed at operationalizing the Constitutional Court's judgment of 2017, which ordered that the second respondent, which is the Electoral Commission of Zambia, should take all necessary measures to enable persons in lawful custody to vote. In view of the said judgment, it became imperative that legal and administrative framework be established. And in February of 2020, the Electoral Commission of Zambia constituted the technical committee to work on the modalities to operationalize the voting rights of persons in lawful custody. The technical committee executed a number of activities to ensure that the necessary legal and administrative framework is put in place to enable persons in lawful custody participate in the voting.
As the Electoral Commission of Zambia, we are pleased to receive the report and draft registrations This is indeed a very important milestone in operationalizing the Constitutional Court judgment of 2017, which ordered that the second respondent, Electoral Commission of Zambia, should take all necessary measures to enable persons in lawful custody to vote.
And the Zambia Law Development Commission, working with other cooperating partners, have made some recommendations in the report that allows political parties to have access to distribute paper materials to prisoners, among other things.
The draft electoral process VEEP and the electoral process campaign in prisons and correctional facilities, the Zambia Law Development Commission and the technical committee have made provisions for, inter alia, the repeal and replacement of Section 9 of the Electoral Process Act, the repeal of Section 47 of the Electoral Process Act, which was declared null and void by the Constitutional Court in the Godfrey Malemeka case, the registration and voting by persons in prisons or correctional centers, the prohibition of physical campaigns in prisons or correctional centers, but we have proposed to allow candidates of political parties to distribute paper-based campaign materials and electronically recorded messages at platforms for information dissemination to enable persons in lawful custody to vote from an informed position.
And ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Shindano has thanked the technical committee that took part in formulating the policies and proposed bill.
We'd also like to extend our gratitude to our cooperating partners through the UNDP for facilitating for this exercise, which we believe, as has already been alluded to, marks a landmark milestone for the country in actualizing the rights of persons in lawful custody to be able to exercise their right to vote. As I close, allow me, on the part of the Commission, to commit to specifically mentioning that as a Commission from this point on, we will move on to swiftly submit the bills to Ministry of Justice for onward submission to Parliament for enactment.
It is the first time in the history of Zambia that prisoners will be voting in a general election, a decision that has brought a lot of controversy. However, the Electoral Commission of Zambia has insisted that it is equal to the task at ensuring that Zambia conducts a free and fair election in 2021. Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
A state witness has told the Lusaka Magistrate Court that the 9 suspected UPND cadres arrested during the time Mr. Hakainde Hichilema was summoned for questioning at the force headquarters were insulting and throwing stones at the police officers that were deployed at the scene to maintain order. Okwell Zulu, a detective, told Magistrate Felix Kauma in his testimony that during the same process, 2 buses driven by the accused persons in the act were impounded. Allegations in this case are the accused persons on the 23rd of December 2020 in Lusaka, jointly and whilst acting together at a public place, namely along Independence Avenue, conducted themselves in a manner likely to cause a breach of peace.
Trial has commenced in the Magistrate Court in the case involving 9 United Party for National Development UPND supporters who were arrested on the 23rd of December 2020 following the fracas that led to the shooting of a state prosecutor Nsama Chipyoka and a UPND supporter Joseph Kaunda. The accused had gone to Lusaka Police Force headquarters to give solidarity to party leader Hakainde Hichilema, who was summoned to appear before the police for questioning. The 9 were arrested and dragged to court, where they are now facing a charge of idle and disorderly person, contrary to Section 178 of the Penal Code, Chapter 87 of the Laws of Zambia. And when the matter came up for commencement of trial Tuesday morning, 2 state witnesses testified in the case. The first witness, who is Detective Akwo Zulu, told the court in his testimony that the accused persons arrested were insulting and throwing stones at police officers who were deployed at the scene to maintain order. Mr. Zulu told Lusaka Magistrate Felix Kauma in his testimony that during the same process, 2 buses driven by the accused persons in the act were impounded. Earlier, when the first witness was called to the stand, a Mr. Mebin Nguvuza, a chief inspector, had testified that whilst at force headquarters, a group of suspected UPND cadres came to give solidarity to their leader, Mr. Hichilema. However, they became unruly and blocked the roads between High Court roundabout and Cabinet offices, disturbing the movement of road users. The witness had further testified that he was the deputy of the said team that was told to supervise at force headquarters, and the one in charge was a Mr. Mwenda, who is now late. However, when asked during cross-examination in his testimony if he had told the court that the accused were violent in any way, the witness said no. Trial continues. Miriam Kemba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News. But before we go, the headlines once again. MUTALE NALUMANGO appointed as UPND VEEP. ECZ receives a final report and amendment bills on voting rights for persons in lawful custody. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Always remember to wear your mask, avoid crowded places, and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds or use alcohol hand-based hand sanitizer. Stay safe and good afternoon.